afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Global Atheist News Roundup, dateline 28th of October 2023. This week's headlines. The family of the missing UK teen say she was murdered in the Hamas attack. A rabbi says Palestinian men, women and children do not have the right to exist. Vicious and dangerous antisemitism is out of control in British mosques. Iran says the girl who collapsed on the Tehran metro is brain dead. Radical Pakistani Muslims force a university professor to condemn the theory of evolution and to say on record that women are intellectually inferior to men. The London tube driver is suspended over his pro-Palestinian chant. Chief Metropolitan Police Officer Mark Rowley says hate crime laws may need redrawing. A preacher who lied about his military service plans to open a Christian military academy. Trump says he will prevent immigrants who don't like our religion from entering the United States. In Kenya, married ex-priests follow the Vatican synod's discussion of clerical celibacy. And in Nigeria, you can buy bottles of Jesus' blood.
And hello everyone, Mohammed Najmi here with the news from the Islamic world. And in today's news, the family of missing teenager Noya Sharabi has said she was murdered in the Hamas attack, along with her 13-year-old sister and mother. Noya, 16, and Yahel disappeared after Hamas attack on Kibbutz Be'eri in southern Israel and killed her UK-born mother Leanne. Her British family told the BBC she has now been formally identified. They said Noya was clever, sensitive, fun and full of life. Her smile lit up the room like a beacon. The sisters had been missing since the massacre at the kibbutz on 7th of October. The girl's father, Eli, is still missing. Other relatives have been kidnapped. Confirming Noya's death, the family added she embraced every opportunity to help others, particularly those less fortunate than she, and was a gifted student and linguist. Their mother Leanne, 48, grew up in Staple Hill, on the outskirts of Bristol, and first moved to Israel as a volunteer on a kibbutz when she was 19, before relocating to the country permanently. Relatives based in the UK have said the family visited at least once a year. WhatsApp messages seen by the BBC reveal the chaos that engulfed the Be'eri community when Hamas began targeting southern Israel with rockets in the early hours of 7th of October. Leanne messaged family members to say she could hear gunfire and shouting in Arabic nearby. Living so close to the Gaza barrier, she was no stranger to security alerts. But this is a whole other story, she told them. It is now believed that 10 British citizens have been killed in the Hamas attacks. One has been kidnapped, and at least 5 are missing.
There is no mercy. You may think you're being merciful to a child, but you're not being merciful to the child. You're being vicious to the ultimate victim that this child will grow up and kill. Because the ideology that child will grow up with is even worse than the ideology of his father. Hence the reason why the Torah in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20, verse 16, says, rules of war, lo techaye kol neshama, do not allow anyone to remain alive. Nothing. no mercy. Furthermore, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, verse 19, Machoret Zecher Amalek, completely erase any memory of Amalek, which means men, women, and children, the Torah says, do not have the right to exist.
See this shocking video of a rabbi expressing his views on Palestinians. In other news, in a sermon at Redbridge Islamic Center, Essex, the preacher links the Quran's lessons about the Prophet killing Jews to today's events with a prayer for victory over the cursed Jews and infidels. Scatter them and rip their groups apart and destroy their houses and homes. Bring them down and punish them like you do criminals. Make Muslims get their victory over usurping Jews.
فلسطين اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات في أهل غزة اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات وألف بين قلوبهم وأصلح ذات بينهم وانصرهم على عدوك وعلى عدوهم اللهم لعن الكفرة والمشركين اللهم لعن اليهود والبنو إسرائيل اللهم لعن الكفرة والمشركين اللهم خالف بين كلمتهم وزلزل أقدامهم وشتت شملهم ومزق جمعهم وخرب بيوتهم ودمر ديارهم وأنزل بهم بأسك الذي لا تضره عن القوم المجرمين اللهم خذهم أخذ عزيز مقتدر اللهم خذهم أخذ عزيز مقتدر اللهم خذهم أخذ عزيز مقتدر اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين.
In other news, a teenage Iranian girl who fell into a coma after an alleged altercation with morality police is now considered to be brain dead, state media say. Amita Garavand, 16, collapsed after boarding a Tehran metro train on 1st of October. Activists accused morality police of assaulting her for not wearing a hijab, but the authorities insisted that she fainted. Many Iranians have drawn parallels with the case of Mahsa Amini, a young woman who died in custody in September 2022 after being detained by morality police in Tehran for allegedly wearing her hijab improperly. Witness said she was beaten by officers, but authorities attributed her death to pre-existing medical conditions. And in other news, a biology assistant professor from Banu, Pakistan was forced to apologize on stamp paper for teaching Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. He was forced to declare that women are inferior to men as per Quran and Hadith. The professor has been identified as Assistant Professor Sher Ali of the Government Postgraduate Degree College. He was compelled to apologize for teaching Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, which is an elementary subject in biology. In a 3-page document, Assistant Professor Sher Ali pledged to the Banu Deputy Commissioner's Office that all scientific and rational ideas that are in conflict with Islamic Sharia, including Darwin's theory of evolution, are falsehood. Sher Ali further was forced to state that women are inferior to men in terms of wisdom as specified by Sharia, and that unnecessary interaction of women with men is not acceptable. That's it for me today. Over to you, John.
The tube driver who appeared to lead a pro-Palestinian chant on a London Underground train has been suspended, Transport for London said. It happened last Saturday as about 100,000 protesters took part in a pro-Palestinian demonstration. Footage posted online apparently showed the chant being led over the train's speaker system. The words "free, free" could be heard, and the passengers responded, "Palestine," a popular chant at protests. TfL said the driver was suspended while full investigations were underway. Glyn Barton, TfL's chief operating officer, said, "We have been urgently and thoroughly investigating the footage appearing to show a tube driver misusing the PA system and leading chants on a Central Line train on Saturday. A driver has now been identified and suspended while we continue to fully investigate the incident in line with our policies and procedures." The chant was criticised by the Minister for London, Paul Scully, who said tube staff should focus on the day job and warned against stoking tension in the capital. The Israeli embassy said, "It is deeply troubling to see such intolerance on London's tubes. Public transport should be a place of safety and inclusivity for all." Metropolitan Police Chief Sir Mark Rowley has said hate crime laws probably need redrawing, as he faced questions about the policing of a pro-Palestinian rally in London last week. A video posted online appeared to show a man shouting "Jihad" at a separate event from the main march. Having reviewed the clip, the Met said they had not identified any offences. Jihad can mean many different things. Sir Mark said police were ruthless in tackling anybody who puts their foot over the legal line. But, he added, our job is to enforce that line. Parliament's job is to draw that line. Maybe some of the lines aren't in the right place. Downing Street said there were no plans to give police more powers to deal with chants deemed to be extremist. Mark Burns, a preacher who failed in his 2022 bid for Congress, says he's going to open a Christian military academy. During a Reawaken America event last weekend, Burns praised Donald Trump. "We don't care about those indictments. We don't care about those arrests," before making a little announcement of his own. The Burns Christian Military Academy will open next year in order to save our children from the evil public school system. See this video.
Donald Trump just called me on the phone a couple of days ago, and I want to tell you, I'm telling the world that we are getting this nation ready for the return of Donald J. Trump, that we will stay. Somebody say it. Donald Trump, Donald Trump. I told the president, he'll be back, yes. I told the president, you don't have to worry about a thing, because you got the church backing you up, y'all. The believers are backing you up, God help me. The body of Christ is backing you up, and it's not coming from the mainstream church. Donald Trump is ready to come back, but he needs to make sure that he got warriors ready to stand with him. We don't care about those indictments. We don't care about those arrests. We can take those to the gates of hell. Are you ready to take this nation back? Are you ready for the greatest president in our lifetime to come back? If you're ready, Zion. God bless you, Florida. I'm Pastor Burns. God bless you. And I got one thing to say. We're just about to launch in 2024 a brand new Christian military academy called Burns Christian Military Academy to save our children from the evil public school system.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump says non-Christians can go away. See this video.
To the United States. I don't think a lot of good things are going to happen. And I will implement strong ideological screening of all immigrants. If you hate America, if you want to abolish Israel, if you don't like our religion, which a lot of them don't, if you sympathize with jihadists, then we don't want you in our country and you are not getting in, right? We don't want you. Get out of here. You're fired.
As a summit of Catholic bishops in Rome considers allowing priests to marry, a young Kenyan clergyman drew attention to the question of celibate priests on Sunday, October the 22nd, when he married a woman and was ordained in the Catholic Charismatic Church, a splinter tradition, on the same day. The Reverend Edwin Gitangi Waiguru, a former Roman Catholic missionary who had served in the United States and Haiti, said marriage was a dream come true for him. Before Sunday's wedding, Waiguru had lived in an African traditional marriage and had become the father of 2 children. Though never ordained in the conventional Roman Catholic Church, Waiguru made headlines for publicly celebrating his journey. I joined the seminary almost 20 years ago. I am also grateful that God has seen it worthwhile to use me to bring something new to the world, Waiguru told journalists after his wedding in Ikinu, Gitunguri area near Nairobi. It is possible to serve God, have a family and a lovely wife, he said. Finally, if you want some of Jesus' blood, it's £523 a bottle in Nigeria. That's a plastic bottle. I thought I'd finished, but I really couldn't let you go without showing you this. It's our old friend Greg Locke. Enjoy.
Of course we've been lied to by the government. Okay, I get that. Of course you can fake pictures. I get that. Do I believe we went to the moon? No. And you ought to sue your brain for non-support if you do believe we went to the moon. Nobody ever went to the moon. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. 50 years and we ain't been back. More technology in your hand that they had to send a rocket up 50 years ago. Of course, we've never been to the moon, okay? Him and all these Twitter people, okay, we've never been to the moon, so go ahead and clip it and give me a Newsweek this week, whatever. Shut up.
Also on this channel, you can watch the chat that I had with guest journalist Daniel Sharp. Daniel has recently been recruited by The Freethinker. I recorded this chat yesterday to fit the schedule of those involved, and the link is in the details below. And don't forget to watch Views on the News, the show where our opinionated panel give their views on the items I have just reported about. This has been Global Atheist News. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.